what it feels like to be 45. As I'm finishing up this cigar, good little cigar, man. Good way to sit and think through things. I was listening to some podcasts. Guys that are younger than I am, close to my age, but younger than I am, talking about their lives and how they're not where they want to be. Life didn't turn out how they wanted it to. And they're having a really hard time. One of these guys I listen to, I enjoy a lot of these guys' stuff because these guys are all roughly similar age to myself. And a lot of them are saying a lot of the same talking points. Like, I'm not in a job that I enjoy. I went through a really nasty divorce. I had a custody battle. All things similar to what I would say. I don't know, we just tend to run in similar circles, it seems like. I think I'm not sure. I get it, because I have my days, man, where I'm just like, we're all cooked. This is cooked. Civilization is cooked. At least on my algorithms and such, it's a lot of the same thing. It's like, don't get married, don't have children because it's going to end bad. And I mean, on the balance of probabilities, that's true, right? Like, no one's denying that anymore at this point. So many guys have come out and shared their stories of divorce and custody battles. And, I think a lot of guys that I've talked to who've gone through it, at least were introspective enough to realize, like, okay, this is what I did wrong in my marriage, or this is what I could have done differently or said differently, or handled situations differently. I am not one that blames men for leaving. Even, I hate to say this, even children after divorce, it's so lopsided and it's so difficult that you mentally can't handle it. I am fiercely devoted to my son. I am fiercely devoted to the best parts of me, and that's my child. And if you have children, you know that. Sometimes it's your children that keep you going. In fact, a lot of times it's your children that keep you going, keep you animated, they keep you going to work, they keep you from falling into a total slump and unable to get out. It's the love of your children and providing for them that keeps you on the rails, right? Excuse me. But I think on another side to look at that is, and I've said this before, divorce really made a man out of me. Not that I wasn't before, and I took my let's say what was entrusted to me, a family, a mortgage, putting a roof over my little family's head at the time. I took that very seriously. And I was working 2 jobs. I was never home so that it took the best of me, right? Working 2 jobs to keep a roof over the head, to feed and clothe, so on and so forth. You get it. And for a lot of guys, that's enough for us. That's about all we can muster. I don't think women understand that very well when you're a stay-at-home spouse. That being said, I'll light this pipe up. Got a really good pipe tobacco in here. That being said, the pro is that divorce really does make a man out of you. Going through a custody battle, that's pretty awful. it breaks you down to the bare bones, and you really don't have a whole lot left after that. And it takes years to recover from that. Years. And your trust issues are through the roof, and your I don't know what you'd say, the desire to be in another married relationship like that again really goes away, just because a lot of these guys, it's a self-preserving mechanism where they just don't want. I'm not doing that again. I don't want to do that anymore. And a lot of guys get there. A lot of guys, it's very normal, I think. And it's sad, but it's very normal. But I think the pro is that you really learn to. It's like I say this. It's like I survived the divorce court process and a custody process, and I lived to tell the tale. And I lived to tell the tale. And not only that, I lived to father another day. I lived to father another day. And so again, I don't fault men for leaving. Once this stuff goes on like it does, and you lose a home, you lose property, you lose parenting time, you lose finances, you lose the love of your life. But you are still able to get up, put your own boots on, and get back to work. That is no small feat. And, I think that, you hear all these guys on the internet talking about this and complaining about this. And look, I get it. But there is a real, I don't know if pride's the right word, but a you become a self-respecting man, let's say. You become a self-respecting man and a self-respecting father. You know what you can't deal with anymore. You know what you can't tolerate or won't tolerate or don't want to be a part of anymore. And so you carry yourself in such a manner, I think, that you start putting yourself first. Not in a bad way necessarily, but it's like that book, man. I took it really to heart right around the time of my divorce. The No More Mr. Nice Guy. No More Mr. Nice Guy. Robert Glover is the author. And you start looking for wins on you and your children's own behalf. And this is a really great place to be. I myself am in a job that I don't necessarily want to be in, but I'm there because it allows me maximum amount of parenting time that I can have for right now. And it has been wonderful for my child and I. And so I won't be doing it forever, but I am doing it for now. And also the social circles that I keep are fairly healthy. I would say they're healthy. Because I want to provide the best possible outcome for my child, being that he's from a divorced family, and I want to do good for him. I think a lot of times as parents, not just fathers, mothers too, they surround themselves with people, or they try to put themselves in situations that are best, not just for them, but for their kids, right? I mean, that's pretty normal. But when you're a single parent and you're doing it on your own, I think that, especially as you're getting older, 45, holy cow, no spring chicken anymore. But doing things like staying in the gym so you can stay young and keep up with your kids is a must, and you make it a way of life. I've always been a bit of a gym bum, But now anymore, like my son comes with me all the time. And the reason why I take him with me all the time is because I want my son to see that taking care of yourself, taking care of your body is normal, right? So I give you an example. My father, when I was little, he always had like a blue collar job, hard work. At the time when I was really little, he was a garbage man. And that was before they had the garbage trucks that have the big hydraulic arms that pick up the trash and dump it, things like that. Thank God they have those things now. But back then, they didn't have that. And so my dad was the guy on the back of the truck, jumping off the truck, lifting these big heavy cans and tossing them into the back of the trash truck. And he's had a lot of blue collar jobs, um, you know, skilled blue collar labor as well as um, unskilled, I'd say. He's done it all. And the guy knows a lot and he can fix anything. Kind of a rare breed these days. But every day after work, man, jumping jacks, push ups, sit ups, pull ups, exercise. He did it a lot. Um, as long as I can remember, he was that way. And one thing my dad modeled for me and taught me is that exercise is normal. And I've never not exercised. I've never not been in the gym or some kind of martial arts or something like that. And so it became normal because it's what I saw. And I want my son to have that same outlook that exercise is good. It's normal. It's, you make a lifestyle of it. And so when I take my son to the gym, he is allowed to watch a cartoon or something on my phone. And usually I'll set a timer for like 10 minutes or I'll do a certain exercise for 10 minutes. And then he has to get up and run a lap. There's an indoor track there. And he has to get up and run a lap. And he loves it. In fact, he challenges me to races all the time. Just, what was it? 2 days ago we were at the gym. Let's race, Dad. And I always race him. And actually, he's faster than I am. And but we have a good time. He's laughing. He's having fun. He enjoys the races. Or I'll challenge him. Hey, let's do 30 jumping jacks. And he wants to do them faster than I do. He's always pushing me, which is good for me. But also, it is solidifying to him that this is normal behavior. Exercise is normal behavior. Taking good care of your body is normal behavior. I don't let him see me smoking, tobacco or anything. He knows I smoke cigars and stuff like that once in a while, but, I don't sit around and, he's not in the room when I do this. He's not here today. But anyway, the best parts of community, I'm honest about this, and I've said this some time now. I was a better Christian, I'd say, when I was a Protestant than I am now. But nevertheless, I want him to see that surrounding yourself with good people is normal. That's a normal behavior. So even though I'm 45, I still exercise a lot to try to keep the age off. What does that quote say? Keep the old man out. Keep the old man out. Keep the old man away. And so by going to the gym and stretching a lot and going to the gym and him seeing me go to the gym and participating with me, it keeps me going and motivated to keep the years off as best I can. Right? How does that saying go? Good decisions are boring. Good decisions are boring. There's nothing really exciting. I keep damn near the same schedule every week. It's not great. I shouldn't say it's not great. It's great, but it's not sexy, and it's not always fun. But I keep a pretty consistent schedule with exercise, with my child, with my work. And this is 45. This is being 45. Bit of a late bloomer for sure, There's other things that I'm hoping that I'm working on for better outcomes for myself, for sure, but also the better outcomes I get, the better it is for my son. Um, there's a lot of gloom and despair on the internet, man. Lots of it. No shortage of it. But I think at about 40, 45, you just had your ass handed to you in life, and it's easy to get really bleak and really grim. But you also have to know that you've weathered a lot too. You've endured a lot. You have overcome a lot. You have had to have a lot of grit that you didn't think you had. Um, and your kids get to see that. That's a good thing. And also, like I've said before, like the darkest time I've ever had in my entire life, and I've been through a lot, and I've got a lot of scars on my body. I've been through a lot of very serious surgeries, including bullet holes and open heart surgery. Um, I've endured a lot, and I mean those type of surgeries didn't compare to divorce, nothing, and a custody battle. Like there's nothing that I can think of, except for maybe one thing that might be worse than that. But you've endured it. You've come out the other side of it. And you've learned a lot of important life lessons, and you've got some real grit to you. That is no small thing. And so, do you have the reason to be in despair and gloom and completely nihilistic? Of course you do. But you almost have to pat yourself on the back and say, I'm still here. I'm still showing up. I'm showing up for my kids. I'm showing up for my community. And this is the mark of a man. This is absolutely a mark of a man. You didn't go and you didn't run to the bottle and destroy yourself, hopefully, in alcohol. And if you did, hopefully you're making corrections. I myself am working on things that I want to correct in my own self as well, currently. But I'm still showing up for the people that rely on me. That's what makes a man. And so, yes, you're getting older. Yes, life has been brutal. A lot of things didn't go how you wanted them to. But you're showing up every day anyway. And this is the glory of masculinity. This is the glory of masculinity. In spite of a broken body, a broken mind, an absolutely broken heart, devastated dreams, you are still showing up on behalf of the community that needs you and relies on you. This is 45. And if you've happened to make it this far without a divorce, without a custody battle, you've raised your children, there was some other kind of way that your heart got broken. There was some other kind of way, a dream. What does Scripture say? Hope deferred makes the heart sick. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. In fact, let me see what that scripture says, because there's another part to that, and then I'll get off of here. Let me move all my mess around. Yeah, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. Proverbs 13:12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Isn't that true of being a male over 35 to 40 years old? Lots of hope deferred. Lots of hope deferred. Way more than you'd care to admit. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. But a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. And we more often than not get our hopes deferred. Once in a while, the longing fulfilled happens. Once in a while. I don't think that's most men have just a ton of dreams fulfilled and things come together right. I would say it's probably not most men. But when they do, it is an absolute tree of life, right? Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. And so for the people that rely on us, the people that come to us for wisdom or advice or strength or monetary assistance, kids, so on and so forth, or just the community that you're in, all that endurance that you've become normal, become normal, all the angst that you endure, you become a real pillar in the community that you're in, or in a solid oak tree, let's say, right, to the people around you. And once in a while, when the hope is fulfilled and that tree of life, as it were, it's not just for you, it's for the people around you. It's not just for you when a hope happens. It's not just for you, even though it is a tree of life to you. It also becomes a tree of life for others, for your kids, for your communities, for your circles, social circles. And because men are benevolent creatures typically, other people benefit as well. So may you, in spite of the hope deferred that makes the heart sick, may you also have this year, 2026, longings fulfilled so that it would become a tree of life to you and those around you. Does that make sense? 40s are hard. There's a book I read, and the premise was this. And I'm a late bloomer. I'm speaking to myself. In Western think, we obsess with people who get wealth young. This guy became a real estate business mogul at 28, or this person become a restaurant extraordinaire by 31, right? And oh my gosh, or this person became a Bitcoin so and so by this age. You know what I mean? But it's like most people don't hit their relationship strides till after 40. Most people don't hit their monetary strides. Most people don't hit their network strides until they're after 40, sometimes well after 40. And may there be a lot of winning for you and your communities that you're in while you're struggling, while you're suffering, while you are trying to maintain some semblance of while you're failing. I hope you get some wins after 40, but you can't give up, right? Yeah. I hope you have longings fulfilled after 40, because it's a tough road, but may it happen to you. Anyway, Lord have mercy on us all, myself included.